Hey massage lovers, I have an excellent treatment for you that you can use for your own self-care. And if you happen to be a massage therapist, this treatment is a perfect add-on to Body Wisdom's Dreamy Face Massage. Or as an extra refreshing final touch to one of your current massage treatments. Here's an overview. I like to start off the treatment with a warm towel applied to the face. After that, I'll apply some French plum oil for some slip for the treatment. And then I'm going to use a variety of different kinds of cryo tools. These are the black handles globes, and they also spin because I kind of like those. They kind of move over the body real easy. And then these are more gua sha shape. I like these because you can, get into a lot of little detail areas, and I'll kind of show you when we do the treatment. After that, I'll apply another hot towel, maybe do another Cryo-Sticks treatment. So we go hot, cold, a couple different times. At the very end, I like to apply kind of an aroma spritzer of some kind, in this case, peppermint. This is going to be fun. Let's talk about heating up your towels. If you're using a hot cabbie, like this one, it takes about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes to get the towel up to temperature. And when it is up to temperature, you want to make sure to take it out with tongs. It's going to be pretty hot. So you like to kind of wave it around in the air a little bit just to cool it off. When you feel like you can touch it, then double it up. And I'd like for you to try this on your own face first, so you know this is what I did to make sure that it wasn't too much for the client. And when you put it on their face, put it on very, very gently. And then you can kind of press it in a little bit later for more heat. If you're using a microwave, it takes about a minute and a half to do the same thing a hot cabbie would do in about 45 minutes. Okay, here we are ready to start our treatment. Before you start your treatment, you want to take out your cold cryo tools, about 10-15 minutes ahead of time out of the freezer, if that's where you keep them. That's what I would recommend. You want to have your slip. I'm using French plum oil. I've also looked into slick skin. Rose hip seed oil I've really loved. And as far as the spritzer, I'm using peppermint stick or rose water, which can also be good. Have my hot cabbie set up, and I have my tongs all ready, so I'm all ready for the treatment. Okay, now we're getting ready to do the treatment. Have our client here laying out. You want to have the top of the chest also uncovered, as well as the neck. So we're going to start off with a warm towel, which is coming out of the cabbie, pretty warm. So we want to kind of wave it around, let it cool off a little bit. Everybody has a little bit different tolerance for heat. So as I mentioned before, you want to try this out on yourself first before you put it on someone. And when you lay it on very gently. How does that feel? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So if you just let it lay there in the beginning, even on the chest a little bit, then the heat will soak in, and then as the heat dissipates a little bit, you can start to press. You could do a little acupressure if you knew what to do about that, or just some gentle, soothing, pressing warm. And then off. We can see she's already gotten a little bit red. So now we want to put on in my case, I'm using French plum oil. And I like to do this with my hands, get it all over, put a little extra. Okay. And then our strokes. And these are just the applying lubricant strokes. I'll put just a little tiny more on, and then we'll be all set for our Cryo-Sticks. Okay. I love to start off with these gua sha shape, and I like to use two of them, so we want to use them in unison. And I love to start on the forehead because it just feels amazing. How's that temperature for you?
Good.
Okay, great. You want to keep the tools moving because I've read that there could be a possibility of frostbite if you let them stay too long in one spot. So you just wouldn't want to let them just hang out there. And then some sweeps underneath the chin. These part here are really great for tracing along the jawline. And this part are great for detail work. I really like the gua sha shape because of its ability to work in so many little detail areas, like under the cheekbones, which feels amazing. And then it's always good to come on the temples a little bit. And you can work out your own routine. There's no set thing. I would say that many women are very sensitive about any kind of a downward motion. So they're really, unfortunately, a lot of the lymphatic strokes do go down in a downward type motion, and some women don't like that because they want to make sure there's a lot of lift for their face. But we're not estheticians, so we don't deal with that kind of thing. Temperature is still okay for you?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Now for contrast, I'm going to bring out another hot towel. You can see it's steaming like crazy. This is pretty hot when it comes out of there, that's for darn sure. Okay. All right, and here we go. Now the second hot towel should be a little bit easier for them to take because they just had a lot of cold treatment. Some people may have a feeling of claustrophobia, I'm not sure, but you might want to be on the lookout for that and not let them stay under there too long, if that's the case. Now we're going to play with some of my favorite toys, which are these black handles, and these swivel. They move around. So they are great for any kind of areas like this. The wonderful thing about the ones that roll is they don't create any drag on the body. So you get a lot of cold therapy, and there's absolutely no problem with creating downward drag or any kind of drag on the skin that would not be healthy. You can also turn the head over, work along the back of the neck. Feels absolutely amazing. And the fact that these roll make it so much easier and nicer. I've even come in here and doing some trigger point work with cold therapy with these round cryo tools. That works really well. And then this is another one I like to do. Actually, we'll do this to myself when I work on myself, but this feels good too. So what you want to do is create an interesting treatment, just something that you can do at the end of one of your massages or after dreamy face. massage treatment and just have some fun with it. It feels so amazingly cold and refreshing. One of the things that people really love, especially ladies, is just to hover over the eyes. Now you wouldn't want to put this right on their eyeballs, because that could be a problem, potentially. But to hover over takes out some of the puffiness that women complain about under the eyes. It's also a wonderful thing to do as far as self-care in the morning. Okay, so that would conclude the cold section of our treatment. And now I'm just going to do a peppermint spritzer. Close your eyes. Just a little refreshing spritzer at the end. And that concludes our treatment. Okay, just to give you a quick rundown of some of the cryo tools available out there, and there are a lot of them these days. As you know, I love these guys because of the broad surface and the ability to do detail work. These rollers, as you know, I love those for their ability not to create any drag on the skin. These are the same thing, but they will create a drag on the skin. They really don't give a lot of surface area when you look at that as far as, contact with the skin as far as cold. Same for these guys. Don't give a lot of surface area as opposed to these. Also very hard to hold on to. So other than right over the eyes, I don't know if I would recommend those to you. There is links in the description underneath the video to all these. The other one I would mention is the ice rollers. They don't hold the cold for very long. You see them on TikTok all over the place, as opposed to one of these guys. You take these out of the freezer, 1 hour later, they're still pretty darn cold. So hopefully you're going to be able to find some tools that work for you.